Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we gently enter into the new year, we are gonna make it even better for you guys. As we've got the eISL back once again. The day number 22, I believe, is what we are starting off with. And yes, of course, the show is powered by Coca-Cola. Before we get things started, a huge shout out to our sponsors. Starting off with our associate sponsors. That's gonna be Hero, of course, followed by our esports partners. Nodwin Gaming and our platform partners PlayStation for making it happen. We've got some interesting set of matches for you guys, and joining along with me is of course Azim. How are you?
Very, very good. First of all, very happy new year to everybody who's been watching. I think a very exciting time for us football wise in both, not just the eISL, but also the Hero ISL and all the live football that's been happening. I think 2022 has been an exceptional year for football, and I think we're going to see more of that in the Hero ISL and the
Yeah.
eISL today as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, talking about the set of matches that we have, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We've got to talk about the format a bit, as we've got the league stages going on currently up until 13th of March, and from then onwards we will have the playoffs, right? The finals, 19th to 21st of March, and then on 21st itself, the winning team. Well, they're going to be turning up against each other and will be battling it out. And whoever is the winner goes and gets a golden ticket for the FGS. Now that is absolutely huge.
Yeah, absolutely huge. So lots on the line. Of course, we are seeing two boys today who are in contention for that prize. Chennaiyin FC sitting in second on the table, and they're also in contention for that massive prize pool, a huge prize pool of 78 lakh rupees, with the winners getting a tidy sum of 15 lakhs, going all the way down to 2.5 lakhs. And we do have two MVP candidates playing as well, who could be contending for a nice chunk of change of 4 lakh rupees for being the absolute best player in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, considering how things are going on around, because we initially thought that yes, Chennai and FC would be the favorites, but look at FC Goa, they are up top on the table, and well, we have all those matches, all those teams coming on for you guys, and yes, for that MVP, I'm really excited as to who's gonna get it, extra 4 lakh rupees. But let's before we get the day started, we're gonna take a look at the leaderboards and check out how things are going on over here. So FC Goa leading. The entire list over here with 18 points. Now Chennai FC, well, they're trailing behind, but they still have played one extra game. Now if FC Goa wins their game today, then they're still going to be maintaining that top spot.
Yeah, but more importantly,
All right, I think there's a bit of an issue with Azim's internet. Of course, we lived in troubled times and things are getting even worse outside. So, oh, all right. So Azim is back apparently. We had a little bit of a net glitch, and yeah, Azim. So, like you said, right, a lot on the line, a lot on the line over here, and FC Goa, they're still trying to, maintain and keep their top spot up around here. And more than that, we also have Northeast United FC. They're also making a comeback today, and the boys have been in a really hot form, and I think they really want to keep that going in for them. But again, we have another team that has played the least matches inside the eISL. That is SC East Bengal, who apparently were one of the favorites for the top four, considering the fact that they've just played 5 games today, and now they're going to be back. And yes, you're talking about teams coming back. We've got Azim back with us as well.
yes, just a quick trip into the void for me over there, but we are back and very, very excited to be seeing Northeast United FC, who could be making a claim for that second spot, going just 1 point behind Chennai and FC. We do see it's Imad against Saranch in that first game, and Mufu against Naveen. Interesting switch around. We have seen Mufu in the past deciding, almost asking himself to play against sort of that primary member of the second team, but we know that Saranch and Naveen are both just so evenly matched in this tournament so far. It's going to be a huge task for Northeast United FC and the biggest test of the tournament so far for sure.
Yeah, of course. And considering the run that they have been, especially, I've been loving how Mufu has been playing, right? Every single day he's been improving, and the same goes with Imad. I think, these two cute little boys are here to give a run for the money for the boys from Chennaiyin FC because, to be honest, if we take a look at the statistics right in front of us, we can see, Chennaiyin FC, they've been the ones scoring a lot of more goals, but Northeast United FC, I think this is where they thrive, right? Defensively, they've been amazing. They've been stellar, one of the best teams we could say inside the eISL. But lately, Azim, I've been having this little hunch that these boys have been stepping it up in terms of attack as well.
Oh yeah, and we definitely saw that, particularly with Imad, who had not been a very high-scoring player, but then suddenly just turned up the heat over the last couple of games. So they're hitting form at just the right time, Northeast United FC, and a huge game for them. Obviously, a huge disparity in goals scored, as you very correctly pointed out, that Northeast United FC have been a more defense first kind of team. But if you look at the key stat, which is matches won, it's 4 wins for Northeast United FC and 5 for Chennaiyin FC. So get that win today, same number of matches won, and absolutely everything to play for.
Yeah, and they'll be elated, right? But lately, Chennai FC, if we talk about them, they've been having a sort of a slump, really. Naveen, the kind of a stellar form that he started off with, he's had a dip, but I'm pretty sure he's going to make a comeback. But taking a look at these two Goliaths we have in front of us, Imad Rocks going up against Saransh Jain. Very equally contested player, but Saransh definitely having the more experience inside the FIFA circuit. But in terms of statistics, in terms of goals, you would see Imad has got a slight edge, but we've got to see who's the better one today.
Yeah, Saransh has had a bit of a slow start to the tournament. I mean, I don't want to say start now because we've played 9 matches
Yeah.
already. And we do see it's as Imad and Mufu have a bit of a laugh about it. We see Mufu carrying over the cosplay of Gully Boy that we've seen from Varsi in the last time. Of course, these boys are in the peak of winter, so it makes complete sense for them to have all their hoodies and their warm equipment on. And going to be a stern test. Everything's going to be warming up, heating up without the use of clothing for them very, very soon.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see how they approach this game.
Yeah, and even I'm glad that every precaution has been followed. The players are under a bio bubble. They've been ensured that the safety is the utmost priority for the organizers over here. And of course, it's winters over here, but we would also request all you viewers out there to to stay indoors and stay safe and be sanitized every single chance that you get. Be considering how cases have been increasing drastically, we urge you to enjoy all the action. Grab yourself your popcorns because right now the match beginning in short while. That's going to be between, of course, Imad and Saransh, and quite honestly, I'm kind of surprised, right? Imad and Saransh locking horns right from the very start because ideally, Azim, you would want this match to happen second. But that being said, we're finally online with the game, and here we have Northeast United FC going up against Chennai FC, and Northeast United they are going to be striking from left to right, and likewise, vice versa, Chennai FC from right to left.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if there's any new players that have been introduced into the teams. Of course, there was a great event for all the players who've been taking part in playing our FIFA Ultimate Team, which is, of course, the Winter Wildcards. I managed to snag a couple of pretty good players in the last week. But enough about my team. Here we have Saraj absolutely on the attack, going for that shot. Almost, I think he had queued a time finish over there, but Pele decided that, okay, it's the new year, let's take it a little bit slow. And didn't quite get that shot away, as we see our familiar faces, Ruud Gullit, Pele, Cruyff, Cafu. Ball played down the right flank now for Northeast United FC. And Imad, of course, on a great run of form as he gets the ball into the box, almost managing to get past and get a shot away. But Saranch will come on the counter attack. Very, very fast start over here. Both teams looking to get on the front foot and get that goal as early as possible.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm really happy that Imad over here is not getting intimidated by Saranch at all. Right from the get-go, we are seeing that a little bit of nuances of the old Saranch, the really aggressive Saranch that we've sort of been missing in the eISL. And today we are seeing him, going straight deep into the attacks. He's trying from various angles, from different corners. It shows that he's here to win. But look at that chance being created, shot taken. But again, the hands of the goalkeeper coming in clutch as it has been thwarted out for a corner.
Yeah, I think this eISL has redefined in football terms what hand of God means, because that is the hand of Edwin van der Sar and not Diego Maradona, who's been doing all the hard work. Shot after shot coming in from Saranch over here. I think he would be kicking himself for not taking that opportunity. 9 out of 10 times you put him in that position and the ball is in the back of the net. But not quite for him. And I think Imad now will just take a moment to just try to slow things down a little bit, get a little bit of control, gets a great ball in behind. He's got 5 players in the box to choose from and doesn't choose
Oh,
any of them, but he gets it back still. It's Cruyff and Mbappe, and it is in. It is in, and Imad strikes first.
completely outplayed is what I can really say from what I did see over there. It was a light, it was a sudden slip, and we started to think that it might just not go in. But again, at that moment, Imad making sure that he maintains his composure, his calm, just netted it back in, and there you have it. Northeast United FC getting an early lead over Chennaiyin FC. This is an absolute shock for all the Chennaiyin FC fans considering how Saranch had really started off.
Yeah, he started off looking very, very threatening, but on the counter-attack, again, he has the ball in for Pele. Will he manage to make it ahead of Marquinhos? Marquinhos, one of the few players, of course, who could manage to hunt down Pele and get his foot in there. But Saranch, of course, is playing a little bit of a different game from what we've seen in the tournament so far. You could say maybe throwbacks to the old Saranch, the more I mean, it's quite funny to call him old Saranch when in fact he himself is just 20 years old. But you know what we're talking about, the Saranch that we know from the land titles and all the international tournaments, as he's twisting and turning, gets the shot away with Pele, and again,
Oh,
the hand of God, the hand of Sar, uh, gets the save. Running straight in there, Saranch with Cruyff gets the shot away, and yet another save, and trying to hold back with the keeper. It's going to be a corner. This pressure looks like it might be telling, but so far Imad is not cracking under it, and he's going to look for that long ball surely on that left flank, and he does. He goes in the center, he finds the ball to Cruyff eventually via 3 players, and again Cruyff is in. He's doing brilliantly on the counter attack as Imad over here goes for the cutback, and almost a
oh,
goal, just thankfully for Saranch, bouncing into the hands of the goalkeeper, and he can breathe a sigh of relief. But this is a excellent game so far. Both players absolutely on the front
yeah.
foot, really keeping with the theme of all the real life football we've seen since the turn of the year, and great stuff. It's exciting to watch.
Yeah, the perfect start that we could have possibly wanted, but the possession stats speaks otherwise. 69% for Saranch. That is how explosive he has been. That is how many chances he's been creating, but not getting the better of in terms of the goals have been being scored. On the other hand, however, Northeast United FC, I'm loving the counter attacks from Imad. Right, he finds an opportunity and makes sure that he capitalizes on it. But for now, he's going to make some plays from the right wing as he has passed it on towards Ronaldo, as he's going to look for another player, maybe possibly Pele, but instead directly goes into the gloves of Van der Sar from Chennai FC. Now, this is really unorthodox, right, from what we have seen now, especially after conceding that one goal. We've seen Saranch trying a lot of different things, a lot of things that he usually would not try. Just like this, goes in directly without a pass. Again, thwarted out for a corner. I think this is the third corner of the evening, considering just 37 minutes have gone by.
Yeah, he's really knocking at the door, is Saranch, and you can see what the game plan. It's a brilliant ball played in behind, and he's got Cruyff in one-on-one. He's got Cafu there. Surely he has to go back post to Pele. Doesn't. He goes to Mbappe instead. Little flick roll behind the leg, and doesn't get the ball. But that ball was absolutely insane, and this is clearly a game plan from Imad over here, where he knows Saranch is playing a very, very high line, and he wants to get in behind him at every possible opportunity. So it's playing perfectly into his hands to just sit back and counter attack. And the longer it stays at 1-0, the longer he has his advantage, the more effective this game plan is going to be.
Yeah, of course. And for Northeast United FC, all he has got to do is just hold on. We have seen Imad being really flawless in terms of his defense, but that could have been a good build up had it not been off for an offside. But again, Saran's back with his attack. He's gonna find Pele and he's gonna directly go in. We've seen him taking those direct shots, and could have been the case over here as Gullit still fighting for the ball. As the Gullit from Northeast United FC just passes it on towards Cruyff, who's gonna blaze through the right wing, but eventually decides to just lower down the pace a little bit, giving it up towards Ronaldo. But no, the defender comes in for the interception and throws it away for an throw
Yeah, and
and a
we've
possible half time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is halftime. This half has absolutely flown by. It's been breathless stuff, absolutely end to end. A bit of fortune over there for Imad in terms of the way the ball just fell to him. A very uncharacteristic mistake made by Saranch over there, who has been creating a lot of chances, just not got his shooting boots or his shooting thumb on, shall we say today. Not quite happened over there. And Imad, it's been a very clear game plan to just get in behind. Could have potentially had one or two goals himself. So really on a knife edge, two very contrasting styles of play. You can see chance after chance created, but Van der Sar, the MVP, managing to keep everything out, and you can see a bit of a smile there from Saranch as well, almost as if to say, just why, bro, why?
What I really feel is Ranch has still not lost his momentum, right? He's still creating a lot of chances. It's high time, one of them just goes whizzing past through Van der Sar, right? And for the goal from Imad's side, what we just witnessed was pure class. He completely outplayed him. Quite different in what Imad really likes to do. Making sure that he went for not just one pass but two passes. In fact, when we would least expect it. So that sort of resulted in a straight goal for Northeast United FC, but they've got to do better than that. Maybe one more goal, but possibly over here, what we can see is an attack being actually created by Siraj, which has been dealt with by Emad at this particular moment.
Yeah, Imad is very happy to play on the counter attack. We've seen him actually play this kind of in a game before where he's taken a very, very early lead and then sort of just sat and shut up shop, almost parked the bus and played exclusively on the counter attack. It can be a dangerous ploy because you do need to keep some amount of control, some amount of possession, because mentally you get tired, your thumbs get tired, you start to get a bit sweaty, and then mistakes can creep in. But speaking of mistakes, almost a huge gap exposed in the defense for Chennaiyin FC, and Saranj just about managing to keep it together. Again, this is one-on-one. A huge moment over here for Saranj. He keeps going, twisting, turning inside that box. Now goes to Pele. Again, continuing to twist and turn, but Imad just making sure his players are in the absolute right position at all times. And Saranj, you can see a bit of a shake of the head from him, not quite happening for him today. And he does have now Imad, two players
Oh,
over. Had Mbappe looked for the pass to Pele inside, may have been offside in any case. Now he has the ball out wide to Cruyff. Will he go for a cross? No, decides to play central again. Finds Pele, who is this time offside.
yeah, and then another good attack just being foiled over here, but it's okay, right? As long as he can, eat out more time, that's completely fine for East United fans over here. But from what we are seeing, this is stellar defending also coming in from Emad's side. He's constantly dealing with the attacks, and of course, Van der Sar, the golden hand that you say, is still there in play. But this ball towards Pele. Now this is a good chance. And suddenly, you've got to ask, was it better if he could have directly gone in instead of going for a dribble over there with Pele? I really felt that he had an opening over there.
Yeah, definitely he did have, but that's what happens when you're playing a little under pressure. You're not completely playing a natural game. You tend to start overthinking it, and it can happen to the absolute best of players. I mean, it happens to me all the time, and I am nowhere near the best of players. But hang on, Pele is in here. A very key tackle over there made by the left back. I believe it was Theo Hernandez, and now it's Saranch's turn to play on the counter attack. Goes for that long ball, but Maldini there getting his body in the way, and a little bit of a slight lull in the game for the moment. You could say the first real breathing time that either player has had without having to be on the attack or defending their own box, but it's not going to last very long as Saranch now comes again with Zidane finding Pele at the edge of the box, now finding Ronaldo. Saranch, is he going to try to do something different that he's not usually going to do. I think it may take that because we know that he loves to get that ball in. An offside trap does not work out over there for Saranch. He brings the keeper out, goes for the chip.
Oh,
Will it land in the goal? It
yes!
does, and that is a huge goal for Imad.
Wow.
Gets the 2 goal cushion.
Wow, Wasim. I mean, the sheer class, the sheer brilliance. I really think that this is the kill, right? This is the kill shot being taken by Imadove. Now, this young little lad, he looks confident and, going up against Saranch, even the mightiest tremble. But look at the composure. He exactly knew what he was trying to do, and the right chip at the right moment, and the ball just slowly gets netted inside the goal. And there you see, come on, just go in already. And there you have it. Now this is where Northeast United FC, the dreams of actually defeating Chennaiyin FC, is on. I mean. The fans are going to be so happy. Everyone's so elated with this young lad's performance today.
Yeah, it's been a great performance for him. A very clear game plan, and it's been executed to perfection. Of course, he still has to see it out. We have seen larger margins than this wiped out in 10 or 15 minutes of game time, but for the moment, it is 72 minutes. I almost thought that he hadn't put enough onto that chip. I thought it maybe wasn't high enough, maybe it was going just wide. But in the end, worked out perfectly fine, and the ball given away from the restart by Saranch, and it does look like he's got Lionel Messi on in the middle. There you go, he finds him straight away, and he's got CR7 on as well,
Oh,
getting in there, winning the ball back, but giving it away, and now Saranch on the counter attack. It's still not over this game because Saranch, we know just how deadly he is. He just needs one chance to fall his way, and he'll suddenly be right back in this game. Vanders are taking a bit of a chance over there, and that's almost a cheap giveaway, but looks like he timed that absolutely to perfection, getting the ball again, trying to go in behind. And there will be more and more gaps for Imad to exploit as this game progresses, and that ball will land straight at the feet of Van der Sar. Looks for the long ball on the left flank and wins the header, though. That's, of course, having CR7 on the flank is such a huge benefit. And winning the ball back with Messi in the middle. Saranj looking visibly rattled again. He's just given it away. And you can
yeah.
see, I mean, it's almost like a smile or a laugh of resignation. But you know, Saranj is hurting inside. And look at that, it's 4-on-1. Surely this is it. And it
Oh.
is 3-0. An absolute clinic put up by Imad over here. Let's call him the doctor because this has been an absolute clinic and he has done the job to perfection.
Yeah, completely. I must say, lights out with especially that one particular goal. He seals it, and yeah, he puts Sharansh 6 feet down under. And the kind of performance, and especially this one, what we've really seen is that Imad has been really waiting very patiently for those chances. Right, every single time, every single goal did come. It was one of those long passes that did went through, but this time it was a cross sealing the job, and Saranchi knew from the moment. He's been a little slippery on terms of their defense, but now, indeed, Chennaiyin FC, they were looking for some sort of consolation, but I don't think that's going to happen either. But what can really happen is one more goal that can go in for Imad.
Yeah, he is right on it, Imad. He wants to make this embarrassing for Saranch, but can't quite do it over there. Almost worked out. It looked for all the world like he had got in again, and of course, it's unfortunate situation here for Saranj because obviously he has to keep trying to attack. A slight tackle, surely this should be a goal unless Van der Sar has other plans, and he does finally get his goal. You could say a bit of a consolation for Saranj. I don't think it's going to matter too much in the end. You can see a constant press being used, all the players charging forward, but pretty much no defenders left. And we may just see Imad use this last attack to get his own goal. He should look for CR7 on the left,
Oh,
and look at that.
that's
Acres of
sublime.
space for Lionel Messi, and he's gone for a chip.
Oh,
All right. Trying to be nice over there, I think maybe just giving it straight to Saranj, and a huge win and a brilliant performance by Imad. I think this is probably his performance of the season so far.
yeah, undoubtedly. This is so deadly what we just witnessed from his side, right? And this is exactly what Northeast United FC needed. Now, if they win this matchup, if they win this entire series, then they're gonna be closing that gap between them and, of course, Jamshedpur FC. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the show is still on and anything can happen. But for game number one, it's Imad Rocks, your clear victors. Northeast United FC have taken a lead over Chennaiyin FC from what we all knew was a possibility. But like this is something we did not anticipate.
Yeah, a really, really, really dominant victory from Imad. Despite the fact that Saranch had most of the possession, had most of the early chances, but he just hung in there. Of course, allowed his goalkeeper to do a lot of work and get him out of jail a couple of times. But when he was presented with the chance, he made sure he took it. He made sure he would get that shot away, find that right pass at the right moment, and doing the right thing at the right time. You can see even with the chip, we will see that chip goal coming up in just a short while. Lots of counter attacks for Northeast United FC over here. Had the opportunity here as well. Almost found Pele, but could potentially say in some circles of football that was a back pass, but we'll let that slide. But yeah, these were the moments for Saranch. Just
Yeah.
so uncharacteristic, shooting it straight at the keeper when the entire near post was left empty. Maybe a bit of games from Imad as well by covering that far post and sort of guessing what Saranch is going to do here as well. Getting in there, almost finding those shots. This was just so well defended by Imad. I can't tell you how difficult it is to be so calm and composed against a player of Saranch's quality and the guy who's so good in one battles, but just tackle after tackle, timing it perfectly, not even close to conceding a penalty at any time. And then we had this one on the counter attack. The offside trap absolutely did not work for Saranch. And when he took the chip, I thought he may have underhit it. I thought he may have got the direction wrong, but it went in and a very, very effective counter attack goal.
Yeah, and you could really feel that, right? Especially he was being quite vocal about his feelings, and of course you've got to have that moment, right? You just defeated one of the best players inside eISL, and that too in a really clear margin. And, you can't even say it was close. But then again, in the defense of Sarancho over here, a lot of good chances were created. I must say, Azim. But there was a very clear difference we could see in their plays, right? This is where I really felt that Savranch was playing a little bit more on those individual prowess of the players that he was controlling. On contrary to Northeast United FC, they relied heavily on those long passes and those through passes that did see them through towards the end of the game. A 3-1 scoreline. Now, if you take a look at how things are in terms of numbers, of course, the possession favoring the players of Chennai FC. And look at the chances, look at the expected goals over here. Everything sort of stacked for Chennai FC, but the score lines do say otherwise.
Yeah. And you do look at that shot accuracy of 100%, and it's not the first time he's done that. We do have Imad waiting to chat with us, and we will head right over to him. Imad, congratulations! Another big victory for you. Would you say that's your best performance of the tournament so far?
Easily. I think the opponent was very good. He's one of the best. And yeah, my defensive work was very good. I tried my best. He was very good inside the box, and I tried not to give him an inch space.
Yeah, it absolutely showed. Absolutely showed.
Even carrying forward, we did see two different styles of play, right? You were playing heavily relying on those crosses, on those through balls, whereas we could really see Sharanch really struggling to deal with that. Was it a plan that was sort of premeditated, or did you sort of, develop it on the go today in the evening?
It was developed. I didn't. Me and Saransh have played a few games before, so we know each other's weaknesses, I guess. And yeah, we know his press is good as well, so I had to watch out for that. And the only way to beat the press is going long.
And
And
just to wrap up, when you went for that chip shot for the second goal, when you hit it, how uncertain or certain were you that it would go in?
Oh, not certain at all. I didn't know it was going in. I thought his player was going to get the ball. So I was like, oh, God.
Considering now that you've managed to get the win, the next game, Mufu has been in a stellar form, but against Naveen, how do you think you've got some game plan in, or are you gonna rely on your co-op game? Or talk me about it.
No game plan. Mufu is going to get the win for sure. He's going to try his best as well. So even Naveen's a great player. Chennai is one of the best teams over here in the league. So yeah, we want to get it done in the next game.
All right, brilliant. So Northeast United FC operating on skill and vibes. So going to be great to see what you guys can do. Good luck for the rest of the game, buddy.
Thank you guys.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, a lot on his shoulders, right? Clearly, the most, the best player with the best fashion sense, we can say, in the eISL, has got that really neat haircut for him. Goes up against, well, Mufu. Pretty laid back, pretty chill. And now he's got that killer instinct. He's got the win this one and make things clear for Northeast United FC, right? And this team, they've been, very, very expressive in terms of what they want to achieve over here. The first spot. Now, they're not contesting for the top four, and that is something that Imad did say us clearly, right? They're here to win. And initially, I think that had a few little hiccups, but I really feel that they've gotten the flow right now. They've understood how the game progresses, how to go up against the opponent. But Naveen, for sure, is going to be a tough one. But if you take a look at their head-to-heads, well, Azim, some interesting stats. Naveen, he's an absolute killer. A really impressive attack against a really formidable defense is what we're going to witness today in the second matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Naveen an absolute killer, but Mufu also an absolute killer of attacking players. He's just made sure that he's so difficult to play against, and in attack as well, he does a few unpredictable things. Generally, most of his games, whenever he's won, have been sort of 1-0s or 2-1s, and that's the kind of game he tends to play. So it has been, he has blown a little hot and cold throughout this tournament, but of course he'll want to get this job done right away. They don't want to take this necessarily to co-op. We did see that it didn't quite work out for them in co-op last time. Of course, they treated us to, or treated me rather, to bringing John Joe Shelby on for one of my gags, as we see Mufu immediately getting off the mark and into the box straight away. He loves that little flick turn, goes for the shot and blocked by the backside of Maldini. He had beaten the keeper. That was brilliant skill, and now he has the corner. Let's see if he's got a new trick up his sleeve as well over here. He goes out to
What?
okay, all the way to the left back. I don't think he intended that, and that's a cheap giveaway. And now suddenly he's exposed on the counter attack. Theo Hernandez is in the middle, but he's got a man over on that back post if he can find Mbappe, and he can't, but gets the ball back from Cruyff as well. Very exciting start of this game, end to end. He has the shot, falls to Zidane. It's still not over, as Zidane now camps at the edge of the half, looking to see where he can get that ball in, and for now it has slowed down a little bit and we can catch our breath.
Oh yes, I mean what a start, and this had to be heated up right from the very get-go. I mean both these players, they look completely unfazed from each other. I mean Mufu is of course gonna channel all that energy from Imad and the victory he's just achieved right now. But taking a look at Naveen now, he's gone really deep with Pele. He's looking to take the shot, but a little far from the off post. But it's fine, Again, this gives the chance and the time for us to breathe and speculate on what's really happening. And like you said, Azim, they're going end to end absolutely, no stones unturned, and things are getting really heated up.
Yeah, and interesting to see that Mufu has abandoned a couple of the players that he's been a bit loyal to over the course of this tournament. There is no Ronaldinho this time. He's also not got Diego Maradona in there. But he does persist with Messi because he really enjoys that shot from outside the box, that finesse shot that can fly into the top corner. And he's been good at executing that. And I did mention he has a very unique style of play, and we did see that with that little flick over the top with Pele. Going for an incredible ball. I thought he was gearing up for a shot over there. Turned out to be a cross. And almost the perfect ball for Ronaldo 9. But for the moment, it's just going to settle back in. We do see that he has. I'm trying to tell whether it is Ronaldo or indeed Mbappe on that left flank. We will find out in just a few seconds. But always doing something different, always doing something interesting. Mufu, one of the mavericks, one of the mercurial players of this tournament, you would have to say. And so far, it's working for him. A draw of course, would be a decent result for Northeast United FC because it would ensure that then they cannot lose all 3 points. But for Naveen, this is a huge pressure game, and he has volunteered to take up the pressure games in the past, but with his form as well dropping off, and it looks like I was wrong on both counts. It's neither Ronaldo nor Mbappe. It is actually Neymar on that left flank. So interesting choice by Mutu here.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of Neymars, especially inside the eISL. But here we have it. So a lot of Mbappe's were what was visible. But now we've got his teammate. But right now, okay, all right. Mufu, he was trying to build up an attack, and Naveen instantly reads it and goes in for a counter attack with Pele. Of course, he's gonna play it a little on towards the backside, around the centers. Try to get the ball a little bit more deep inside the enemy territory. But there you have it. Pele now having the right pass gives it on towards Ronaldo. Back and forth passes. Cruyff having the control of the ball. We've seen our players going for that cutback, and yes, it is. There you go. Chennaiyin FC. They managed to score one little sliver of opening, and that is what it takes for this deadly man to strike.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. And I was talking about Mufu being the unpredictable player, but Naveen over there just doing the absolute impossible with that lovely little roulette, taking out two defenders and then putting it on a plate for Ronaldo 9. Nothing that Van der Sar could do in that situation. And suddenly it is absolutely game on, everything to play for. Chennai and FC have the goal that they were looking for. Naveen finding his touch, finding his form again. And now this puts Wofu in a situation that he's not always comfortable in, which is the position of having to chase the game. And we have seen him try a few things, maybe to get into Naveen's head a little bit. We've seen the flicks over the top. We've seen him try a couple of those rainbow kicks as well. And will be interesting to see now what his approach will be, because the mind games clearly have not worked. He's got Messi, now he's got Ronaldo in at the back, and he manages the bounce of the ball, favors him, and what a shot from the acutest of angles, just hammers that volley into the corner. Even Naveen has to take a pause and have a laugh about it, because that shot looked physically impossible, but he's made it happen.
How? How on earth did that go in? I mean, was it a deflection, Azim? Because in the replay, I did not see anything. It was just that curve of the ball, and sort of starts, questioning yourself, the physics of the game. Oh my goodness! But either ways, it's one each for Northeast United FC. They've got themselves right back in. A very unorthodox goal is what we did witness from over here. But a goal is a goal. It does give you that one over. It has been equalized, but right after Naveen not giving any chance for a breather as he goes in for a counter attack of his own. A very well delivered volley and directly shot in. It's Ronaldo scoring yet another one. And Chennai FC, oh god, it's a goal galore happening today. And what an evening for us guys. Wow.
Oh, that was just sucker punch. I think Mufu losing a little bit of concentration there, but 2-1 for him. What's he going to do now with the second goal? I mean, is he going to come back with some new kind of physics? Let's see what he can do this time. Will he kick the ball off the corner flag and then it'll go into the top corner? Mufu seems capable of the impossible and the absurd a lot of times. I think even he was just marveling over that goal and then lost his focus just a little bit, because it was a very easy, very casual, very straightforward goal for Naveen to score. And all that hard work for Mufu undone. He managing to keep the ball really well. He's using the physical ability of Ronaldo superbly,
Oh.
but just could not get that cutback. Overcommits now with Carlos Alberto. And he's got now Ronaldo 9 looking to find the pass. Doesn't quite need to. I think he'll be happy to just take this to half time. But if he can get that third goal here, it would be a complete
Oh.
sucker punch. And will he go for the finesse shot with Pele? I would have done that in a situation. But clearly,
Who is it?
that's the reason why I am not a pro player. Is that a penalty? No, it's half time. A questionable call there from the referee. But it is half time and it is 2-1 to Chennai and FC.
Oh God, what did we sign up for? This is absolute murder going on between these two players. Both of them creating chances one after the other, and Saransh is really happy with how Naveen has been playing, and me too, because considering his past games, if you could remember, I mean, he's been having a little bit of a rough time. Of course, he did go up against Ankit Gupta, and that did turn out as a draw. So I'm pretty sure this is where he would be wanting to change things around. and getting himself right back in. But from what we have seen now, especially from Naveen's side again, fantastic play. But Mufo is not really far behind, right? And the second half, the whistle has been blown off. This could determine who's going to be the winners. And I would love to see this game go till the third game.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, we would definitely want to see that. This game is going to be really about which player can keep his nerve. It's just about that. I think skill and tactics and everything after a point is going to go out of the window, and it's about who can make the least mistakes. Both players looking, of course, very threatening when they come forward over there, and with the caster's curse, we immediately see the ball pass straight to the opposition. That's a great ball in behind for Cruyff. He has two bodies in the box. He's got Pele and Ronaldo 9, but Chennaiyin FC, they don't do crossing as a team, neither Naveen nor Saranj. And we see them now coming back. He's got Neymar, hasn't really used him, but now he does. What a ball played to Messi, maybe a little bit wider than he would have wanted. Will he go for the cutback? He attempts it, but it's well blocked off. Now he has the space, and again turning in and out of traffic each time. Taking Pele, heading out and gets it back from Del Pele. Will he go for the 1-2 with Ronaldo? There's the 1, no 2. Unfortunately, doesn't
Oh.
return the pass, and he really should have.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we're starting to see the nerves tremble just a little bit, right? I really felt, there was a lot of time he could have gone in for a really successful cutback with Messi, but failing to do so. And, Naveen, he's going to make sure that he does get himself out of danger. But right in, this could be a good possible chance, giving it away towards Scarlett again, trying for that a little bit of a longer pass towards Messi, but not lofted. So did it was a sort of a grounded pass we did witness, and did not really reach through, but still, nevertheless, he has the possession and is now trying to build up this attack. A really loose pass, and gifted the possession away.
Yeah, I think over there he was expecting the player, I believe it was Ronaldo 9 in that instant, to just instantly trap the ball, but he did take an additional touch, because if he had played the first time ball which he intended, and if the game had allowed him to do that, Pele was probably in one-on-one against the keeper. But now the dynamic of this game has really changed. It's Mufu with all the control of the ball. You can see obviously nerves playing a part in this. Naveen not really playing his natural attacking game right now. He's sitting back, set up very deep, sort of playing almost an Imad versus Saranj kind of game with the roles reversed over here, and Pele and Maldini jostling for that ball. Eventually it comes out, and you can see as things go ahead, Mufu is the kind of player who wants to win. He wants to get the result at all costs. We could see some new and interesting tactics and aggressive pressing and aggressive high lines being used by him. Maybe a more attacking 4-2-4, or maybe even a 3 at the back kind of formation. Will be interesting to see how he approaches this. But for now, it's Naveen who could make all of that talk academic if he can get that ball in, gets a second bite of the cherry, and makes it count. Now with Pele, surely the shot and the goal. Naveen making it count. He's been under pressure for pretty much all of this half, but the one chance falling his way, he has made it count, and it is now 3-1, and you would expect him to be able to see this out.
Yeah, I think this could be the potential kill, but considering we know Naveen, how he likes to play, I think he's in for a few more. He's definitely gonna score maybe a fourth or maybe a fifth, and has been one of the contenders for the MVP in this tournament, and surely living up to his name as good he's been, especially after that little bit of a tough time that he's had, and Saranch is gonna be so elated with that because this is exactly what Chennai FC needed. And Naveen, he's one of those players who's gonna punish you if you make a mistake against him, right? Give away the ball in really precarious positions, and that is exactly what happened. He built up his attack, and everything played right into perfection, and that was a beautiful, beautiful goal from Chennai FC.
Yeah, it's been a bit uncharacteristic, you would have to say, from Mufu. Usually the defense has been his strength. It's not the player you usually associate with conceding 3 goals in a game. But now the dynamic of this tie changes completely, as we see finally he has brought on his favorite Ronaldinho. Will he do something different with him? Of course, Ronaldinho, a player with insane five-star skill moves, and of course massive dribbling abilities. So we'll be looking to use that. Now he's got Maradona in there. Will he go for the shot? Decided to go for the left foot when he could have actually gone for the right foot shot and saved that time. With the decision to put it onto the left foot allowed him to come back. It's not an offside there, I think, because the tackle was made by Naveen. And now he's got Maradona. Will he go for that finesse shot? No, he finds Ronaldinho, but defense on top for Naveen, deciding to go back and keep it with Marquinhos. Now finds Zidane on the counter attack. Will he go for the counter? He does. Finds Ginola, but Carlos Alberto has the pace and the physical strength to see him off. And now he's got Maradona again running down that right flank. What a luxury it is to have both Messi and Maradona available to you in your foot team. As 76 minutes on the clock, if it's going to happen for Mufu, it needs to happen now.
Yeah, it definitely has to, because considering how things have been going, pretty sure Mufu, his defense is sort of fallen today and has been a little weaker. And we've seen lately Mufu has been transitioning a little bit towards that more of that attack-oriented guy, the guy with a lot of strategies coming out there, especially against, I think, Bengaluru FC. He was pretty stellar, going up against a player like Shagnik and still managing to hold himself off. He was a fantastic guy out there, but this could be potentially one more. And there it goes. Naveen, he is looking absolutely thrilled, absolutely exhilarated with the way he's been performing. That was a beautiful cross, and well, it was received very well. And Chennaiyin FC, Ronaldo R9 not making a single mistake today, and I think that is maybe a hat trick for him.
Yeah, it does look like that. And I did tell you this game was going to come down to composure, and it really has been about Naveen being so much more composed. And I think to just illustrate that fact is, if you look at that last goal, the loss of possession by Mufu leading up to it, you could see he gave the ball away once, was really annoyed with himself, started just muttering to himself, won the ball back, and then immediately gave it away. Just a complete lack of composure in that instance. I think if he had been composed on the ball, he could have created his own chance. And these are learnings as well for both players. Again, there you go, just the desperation to get forward, giving the ball away. And again, I think it's going to be a bit of a lesson for Northeast United FC and of course Mufu as well. And it's good to have these kind of lessons learned in the league stages rather than having it happen much later in the tournament. So he will of course look back and learn from this. He's now got CR7 almost in behind, and gets the ball back from Neymar now with Ronaldinho, but the defense from Naveen has been rock solid in the second half. He had to withstand a lot of pressure up till pretty much the 67th minute and his third goal. And yeah, you can see the desperate sliding tackles now as we finally reach the final whistle. Whatever you can do, we can do better. A 3-1 win for Northeast United FC, countered by a 4-1 win for Chennaiyin FC.
And this is exactly what they needed, right? To bounce back right in, because of course, Siraj was not really happy with how he played, and Naveen had to come in there, and he had to make sure that they still look like the best team in the eISL, right? And exactly being reflected in terms of the results of this game, particularly 4-1 is the final scoreline. Which is an indicator that yes, the co-op game is going to be the decider match between these two giant teams.
And when it comes to co-op, I think you would have to say that it is advantage Chennaiyin FC. They have been one of the better co-op units in this tournament, particularly Saranch. I think as that leader, the experience that he has, he really takes charge of these co-op games and makes sure everything is running absolutely like clockwork. For Northeast United FC, they are a good co-op unit, particularly in defense, although they did get opened up pretty cruelly by SC's Bengal the last time out. And managing to get, as we can see over here, Mufu managed to get that goal, but just couldn't quite capitalize on the momentum. And this was absolutely fabulous with Cruyff and the pass back to Ronaldo. And we thought that was spectacular, but then little did we know the goal that was coming next.
Yeah, and the sheer quality, the sheer class, I really felt we could see the semblances of how Imad played against Saranch, right? He loves playing. We did see, of course, Naveen play a similar style like that, going for those crosses, did not shy away from taking those through passes and everything. And it all mattered, as he also did manage to score it back of the net. Now, this is one of the things Siraj really failed to do. That was, have that sort of a conviction, that sort of a killer instinct and everything sort of worked out for Naveen as he's managed to win it out. And now with the co-op game, the most important game for the evening, and Northeast United FC, you've got to feel bad for them if they lose from around this one. But again, talking about Chennaiyin FC, they've got a lot on their line. They certainly cannot afford to lose 3 points over here, or maybe even settle down with just one, right? Because the gap between them and FC Goa, that's gonna increase mountainously if this happens.
Yeah, I mean, I still think at worst case they would probably take a draw and keep themselves sort of in that status quo position of having the ability to catch up to Chennai FC with that game in hand that they have. But for this game, we did see it was sort of like watching the same game kind of again, because there was one player who was exclusively playing sort of on the counter attack and the other player attacking, and just not being able to break it down. And yeah, you can see just a pat on the back to Mofu to say, you know what, it's over. Let's just move on. And you can see it reflected in the stats as well. Just
Yeah.
2 shots taken by Mofu in that entire game, as opposed to the 6 taken by Naveen. And it's the age-old saying, if you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win the lottery. And he did take those shots. 3.8 was the expected goals. They ended up with 4 goals. So I think a fair reflection of the game. Pretty even in possession. And Naveen coming up trumps in the big moments, seeing out the defense and making sure that he could keep that ball out of his goal. And now we go into the co-op, and the mood has completely changed for Chennai FC.
Yeah, this was much needed, right? For Chennai FC, considering how they've been playing. But for now, of course, this match is gonna take a little bit of a time to get started. But in the meanwhile, we've got an exclusive recorded interview with the boys from Chennai FC.
Hi, I'm Naveen. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Chennai and I represent Chennaiyin FC.
Hi, I'm Saransh. I'm from Pune. I'm 20 years old and I'll be representing Chennaiyin FC. So I've been playing competitive FIFA for a long time now. It's been almost 4 years since I've been competing. And when this tournament got announced, I was very excited because something like this had never happened in India. With such a big prize pool and such high stakes, it was incredible to be a part of. So at the end of this tournament, the winner gets a spot for the Global Series playoffs, which is something that has been my dream for the last couple of years. India wasn't eligible to play in the Global Series until a couple of years ago. And now finally we actually get a guaranteed spot for the Global Series playoffs.
Obviously, Chennaiyin FC is like a huge club, so I wanted to like try my best to get qualified for the tournament. And luckily, I got through the 12th player, and Saransh is my teammate in the qualifier, which is a really big honor for me to play with him. This is a really new format for me to play in. I've never played such format anywhere. First, we have to play 1v1 against 2 opponents, and then 2v2. So like 2v2 is all about like communication and teamwork. Even if we lose our 1v1 match, if he loses or I lose, it doesn't matter for us because like we back each other in the 2v2, so we concentrate on 2v2 more as well. And my partner is Saransh, so we haven't lost a single game yet in co-op, I guess. So we have been doing well in co-op. The funny part is we have practiced in the first day of the tournament before the tournament started, and after that till now, I think we haven't practiced anything.
So when we faced Kerala, I was playing against Lokmanya and Naveen was playing against Dakshar. I was 2-1 down until the 85th minute and luckily I got an equalizer in. And at that point I was talking to Naveen and Naveen was kind of saying that maybe we should settle in for a draw. But I felt that a draw like isn't worth it. Like either you win or you lose, right? It doesn't make sense for a draw. And with a draw, like even Naveen would have gotten unnecessary pressure. I think even if I lost, like I knew Naveen was gonna clutch up. So I thought that might as well take a gamble and go for it. But unfortunately I couldn't do it and Lokmanya got the better of me. But luckily in the next game, Naveen showed his ice and won his game pretty comfortably.
I want to add one thing to what Saransh was saying about the Kerala match. After the first match, which we lost, I was like, was in a little bit of pressure like to play the second match. But then Saransh came to me and he was telling me to like play your game. It's all right whether I lose or not. It doesn't matter. You can easily win is what he backed me so much. So that was very comfortable for me to like play the game. According to me, 2 favorites to win the eISL is FC Goa and Jamshedpur. FC Goa because like they have been just lost 1 game for so far. So even if we lose 1 game, they'll go above us. And Vanchal is a very good player and they are doing really well in the co-op. And if you come to Jamshedpur, both of them are really good players and I know them from like for past 3 years I've been playing with them. So I know them, their game style, everything, and they do really well in co-op, as they have played co-op before as well. So they are a very big contention for us.
So for me, the underdogs of this tournament have to be Chennai FC, which are ourselves. I like to look at myself as the underdog for most events since it helps me mentally. But if I were to pick a team, I would say East Bengal. East Bengal have only played like 2 games so far, and they've won both of them quite convincingly. So they're a very strong force, and I'm looking forward to facing them and to other teams as well. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're the underdog or not. Like, what happens on the day happens.
I want to take this moment to thank my family and the Chennai FC fans for the support they have shown us through the tournament.
All right, so wise words. No one's the underdog over here, Azeem, and that has been clearly said by Chennai FC. And now that they're just being, really humble, right? Being one of the best teams. Clearly, after the first game, we started questioning them, right? And the second game was sheer dominance. But again, Mufu's gotta chill down a little bit, and Imad says, I've got this. We've got a plan. We're definitely gonna go heavy after them and try and secure the win. Yeah, and here we are back with the game, and things are looking really a-okay. And with the kickoff, of course, the boys from Northeast United FC, they do have the possession on them. But considering how things have been started off, again, this is going to be a really daunting task, especially for Northeast United FC. Trying to get the win against Chennai FC. They've been having the momentum. They've been building up the shots, and Ronaldo, he's just going to whiz past through, but at the right time, just intercepted. And this is where you would need the expertise of the likes of Imad, because we know defensively he's an absolute wall.
Oh yeah, and interesting to see which players team selection is favored. It does look like they've gone for Messi and Neymar, so looks like they are going with Mufu's preferred lineup, which is always an interesting discussion to have. Some early tactical changes clearly being made by Chennai and FC. Maybe a mistake made in team selection or formation and being rectified early on, or maybe something that they've spotted indeed in the Northeast United FC ranks. So always interesting tactical battle when you go into co-op. You can see a few smiles being exchanged across the table as well. But for Northeast United FC, they will absolutely be raring to go. They don't want any pauses. They just want to get on with it. And whichever team scores first over here and the first opportunity will go to Northeast United FC. They have Messi. It looks like he's going for. Is he going for goal? No. Okay. It looks like it's just a short pass. And great ball played in behind for Neymar over there. And you can see just the dribbling ability and the shot and the goal straight away. A brilliant start from Northeast United FC, using that set piece routine to absolute perfection. We thought for a second that they had overdone it with Neymar, but no, that was beautifully worked. And that pass, the volley into the far corner, great start for Northeast United FC.
Had there been anyone other than Pele, I don't think that would have gone in. Like 100%, especially the way the ball came in and reacting really. It was lightning fast reaction from Pele over there, and that did ensure Northeast United FC. Now they've gotten the early lead, but this is where they cannot start celebrating, right? Because they know that Chennai FC is one of those teams that is impressive on their counter attacks, as they're building up an attack, giving it on towards Pele, but he still is searching for more bodies on his side, and indeed weren't present. But this time he's going to make sure the pass on towards Pele is well connected. I'm pretty sure that player was Saranj controlling Pele over there. One of his iconic, staying on the player, trying to keep the possession on, go for a dribble, but this time on the counter attack. Well, Chennai FC, they have dealt with the attack coming in from Northeast United FC.
Yeah, did look for a moment like the counter attack was on for them. Just I think maybe played the wrong ball. He played the ball down the center rather than looking for the left flank. But of course, in co-op, these decisions are much more different and much more difficult to make. As we see again now, Neymar this time popping up on the left flank, and let's see what he can do. Obviously, he has been used very well so far. Now Pele finding Gullit. He's got Messi waiting over there, and ball being patiently worked around by Northeast United FC, using Neymar again, almost managing to get that burst of pace and beat his man. But it resets, and Chennai FC can go again. You can just see how compact that defense is, although it has been stretched for just a moment. Bit of a risky tackle, you could say, over there. If you get that wrong, it is a penalty, and that's a smashing ball in behind. Will he try to go all the way with Ronaldo? Finds Neymar, and now at the back post. Does he go for a cross? No players with height in there. He does go for that finesse shot, but straight into the hands of Van.
Yeah, really good tactics coming in from Northeast United FC, especially relying again on those long shots, long passes, and we know one of those shots do tend to get in, and considering if they can get Messi up and try to take those shots, anything is possible. But that could have been a good chance. Yes, exactly.
Was a huge chance, and I think they'll be kicking themselves for not making more of that, because it was a very, very cheap giveaway by Chennaiyin FC, and they'll be hoping that they don't get punished for not capitalizing on that over here. Again, in defense, it's a very strange one, Northeast United FC's co-op, because they've blown hot and cold them in some games where they've looked absolutely dominant. Although the two games where they've suffered their heaviest defeats have been the games in which they had already won the tie by the time it came around. So maybe they tend to switch off just that little bit when they know the result is done and buried, and they can just chill. But when it comes to the clutch plays, they have shown that they have that potential and the ability to bring out the big hitters and the big guns when it matters. Now with Pele, he has Ronaldo and Mbappe either side of him. Has to be very intricate, very precise in these situations, because with two players in co-op, of course, it gets that much more difficult. You can get man marked by two players, as you can see, got past one, couldn't get past the other. And Northeast United FC now can go on the counter attack. Pele making that run in behind, couldn't get that pass away, but gets the ball back. Could be a very, very crucial tackle one over there. Pele looking for Ronaldo. Will he go for that finesse shot? No, he finds Messi. Will he? He surely has to take the shot. Does it? And he does. What a shot from another impossible angle. Who is this guy who's just scoring goals from angles that make absolutely no sense? He needs a protractor, man. Get him a protractor. What's going on?
God, oh my God, I cannot believe what we just saw. That was a small opening, and Messi was there to capitalize, taking the shot with his, of course, left foot, and that did whiz past. And yes, there you go, Northeast United FC. Now they're starting to look really solid. A 2-0 up, and this is where you've got to start questioning Chennai FC's strategies over here, right? Sort of has been pretty repetitive, if I must say, because they've been trying to get the solo play, get them a few dribble, where they should be, I believe, getting a little bit more crafty in terms of their approach, as this could go again. And there you have it, a third one coming in, and just when we were barely done talking, Northeast United FC, has to be a shocker for the Chennai FC fans.
Oh, they have absolutely played this to perfection. Again on the counter attack, winning that ball, played it just right, didn't overplay it, didn't underplay it, did exactly what was needed, found Ronaldo over there, again making the perfect run and getting that shot away, working brilliantly in tandem. I think it's one of those days for Northeast United FC where everything is working out. And you can see over there, I did notice Mufu on camera just sort of calming things down, saying, you know what, it's not done yet. We need to focus. We need to see this out. There you go. Again, he's saying, just focus, focus. Let's see this out. You know what this win means to him.
This is where, of course, Azim, I've got to ask you this. Now, what do you think will Northeast United FC's approach be? Are they going to go in terms of their stronger playing area that's on the defense, or do you think they're still in pursuit for a few more goals? Because I honestly feel 3-0. I mean, that's it. That's one of those goals that you can absolutely defend till the very end. And considering the heroics of their defense, I pretty much believe that they can do it. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I personally believe that when you're whatever situation you are in the game, unless you're like absolutely chasing the game, you keep playing and doing what has been working for you, and that appears to be the plan for Northeast United FC as well. They need to make sure now the first plan of action needs to be to make sure that they do not concede a goal before half time, and they are going to be tested as Ronaldo gets into the box. A goal here could make things interesting. And again, that's a bad giveaway and gets the second bite of the cherry, just clearing it as far from goal as possible and puts it out. And yep, 3-0 at halftime, halfway to those 3 points that would put them into third place. So for Northeast United FC, after a bit of a slow start to the campaign, suddenly it's all falling into place nicely and they could be sitting just 2 points off the lead.
Oh, just look at the class of these goals, right? Just the way it was scored, and this is one of those things that Chennai FC will have to think through, right? You've got to deal with those cutbacks. You've got to make sure you've got your defense intact. I mean, in terms of attacking wise, Chennai FC they've been really good, but defense is again in one of those areas that they could really work upon. And I still really believe, I'm kind of missing that sense of craftiness from Chennai FC. I'm pretty sure they still have a lot, hiding under their sleeves, and they need to unleash it. I mean, right now, and this could be a good chance.
Yeah, it could be a good chance. They do find now Theo Hernandez involved as well, but for the moment not quite working out. The ball falls to the edge of the area now with Gullit and Eusebio now on the ball. This is of course the upgraded Eusebio card, goes for the ball in, and suddenly hello, comeback could.
Yeah, at this point you definitely cannot give Chennai FC a chance to gain the momentum, because if they do, we know they're one of those teams that can certainly get back and scoring 2 more goals. I think it's still a really good possibility for them. Now this is where Northeast United FC, they've got to make the hard choices. They've got to decide if they're going to the ball stop their defense, or are they going to make a few changes in the attacking positions of the players over here. But regardless, they were trying to build up an attack again. These loose balls, they might be really expensive for Northeast United FC if they're giving it away like this. But Chennai FC, they're starting to build up the attack, this time from the right wing, passing it on towards the center. Back and forth between Eusebio, but this time has been well dealt with. Imad has to step in, provide his genius in terms of what he does in those back lines. And that has sort of worked out this time, at least.
Yeah, definitely. And for Chennai FC, of course, a huge shot in the arm for them. And of course, it adds a lot to the stress and the nerves that the Northeast United FC boys will be feeling. But I still maintain they should not change anything. And of course, that's easier said than done. But just keep playing your natural game, keep attacking, keep doing what has been working for you. And eventually, as you keep putting the pressure on the opposition, it becomes harder for them to attack as well. And that's really, it's the old adage of attack being the best form of defense. Although, hang on, they've got in behind. Should have gone for the cross over there. Goes for it. Better late than never.
Oh.
What a save! What a save from Van der Sar. And I think that was a manual intervention over there to make sure the keeper covered the near post. It's still with Ronaldo 9. Could that be a huge save in the context of this battle for the top four? If it means that Chennai FC can then, off the back of it, go up the other end and score a goal, that could be a pivotal moment, and it's up to Chennai FC now to try to capitalize on it.
Yeah, and Chennai FC, they've been really strong in terms of the counter attack this time. Making the plays happen, and of course, giving it away towards Ronaldo. He's got to do something. But again, the center lines, the defense from Northeast United FC looks to be so compact over here, dealing with all sort of threats coming in from the boys in white. But from what we can see again, Northeast United FC trying to build something from the left wing, and it's of course going to be the magician CR7 as he's trying. Again went in for a throw, and he's looking for the right person to give a pass onto, and has managed to find.
Oh my
What?
goodness! What a strike from Ruud Gullit out of nowhere, and that could be the goal to seal it for Northeast United FC.
What? Did that really happen? Because Azim, this is not the first time we've seen Ruud Gullit taking these finesse shots, right? Look at the beauty of it. It just passes on and on, goes inside the top right corner. I think it's gonna be Imad who's behind the heroics of that goal, and I think this could be the final nail in the coffin, at least for Chennai FC. Even Sharanch, he's absolutely stupefied with what just happened to him. Oh, This is
But I
magic.
think there's still very, very high stakes in this game. I don't expect to be seeing John Joe Shelby brought on by
I'm not going to
Northeast
be
United
surprised,
FC anytime
honestly.
soon. But it is Maradona and it is Ronaldinho on the two favorites for Mufu, as we've established previously. But Chennai FC still getting that ball back. They have the opportunity, not quite falling their way. A bit of confusion there. Do I clear it? Do you clear it? Eventually, the ball is clear, and that's what matters for the boys in red. And plenty of time though. If they can grab a goal now with this play, we still could see a comeback. But I don't know. I think today for Saranj, the individual skill, those magic moments that he's usually able to produce, have just not quite been going his way. That's a bit of a risky clearance, but works out well in the end. And now he has Ronaldinho with acres of space to run into. He's got Ronaldo now, an intelligent run made by his teammate to get Ronaldo closer, and it will be a throw, and they can try to eat up a little bit more time. But for Chennai FC, it's a long road back. I don't think now, as we approach 80 minutes, it's possible for them to turn this game around. It would have to be the absolute comeback of dreams for it to work out. And see over there, despite being 4 goals up, still getting the fullbacks forward, getting Theo Hernandez forward, and
Oh,
almost threading it through for Maradona, and that would have been 5 for sure.
yeah.
And yeah, now on the counter attack, Chennai FC.
Yeah, and there you go. I really like the central line defense from Northeast United, right? They're making sure that they're not overstepping any time. They know that Charanch likes to, take things through the center, and this could be a potential chance. Mbappe controlling the ball, but maybe overthought a little bit, and there you go. The defense still being intact, and it's out for a counter attack, and Northeast United FC might find one more inside their bags.
Yeah, and I mean, I could be wrong over here, but I think as Ronaldo goes for another shot, with the notable exception of our first game of the season, which was 80k MB against Bengaluru FC, this is probably the most goals I have seen scored in a single match
Yeah.
of 3 fixtures so far in the eISL, because we've got 4 in the first game, we've got 5 in the second game, we've got 5 in the third game. So, and hang on, could be 6, but no, Van der Sar playing spoil sport over there. So 14 goals that we've been treated to in the past hour or so. Although in that 80k MB versus Bengaluru FC game will be tough to beat, because just the one game between Varsi and Bindra ended up being 6-5, as we see Ronaldinho sliding around for no apparent reason. And clock ticks down, and this should be it. Huge result for Northeast United FC, staking their claim for that third spot, just 1 point behind Chennaiyin FC. And huge victory, huge performance, and Imad and Mufu will be just so pleased.
Yeah, I mean, it was an attack on the Titans, and the boys have done it, right? They've taken them down, and usually you do not see Chennai FC losing games, right? And this has happened again for them. And it's going to be really a shocker, considering how they recovered really well in the second game, entering inside the third game. Imad and Mufu, boy, oh boy, those plays, those goals, the spectacle. I think the audience, the viewers out there, they're gonna be so happy with the sheer class of all the goals that have been scored. It was pretty much, the same thing happening. And Chennai FC, they did not have anything to retaliate. And now after this win, he's gonna go for that Rubik's cube. Have you ever tried to solve it?
I mean, looks like he's managed to solve it in like 7 seconds. So clearly way more skilled at the art than I am. But I also don't carry a Rubik's cube along with me to most places I go. So clearly has a lot more practice than I do. But looking back at the highlights of yet another pulsating game in this set of fixtures, we saw some incredible goals. We saw that great volley over there. We saw
Wow.
later on the goal from Lionel Messi, scored from an impossible angle. And you could see these boys were really enjoying themselves. I think for Chennaiyin FC today, for Saranj particularly, just one of those days where nothing quite worked for him. And we saw a lot of these finesse shots attempted, and a lot of people say, you know what, why are you taking that low percentage shot all the time? But you take it 3 or 4 times and one can fly in. And
Oh,
this one,
this one.
Messi, so
Yeah.
good.
But the one that followed up after this, I mean, the one from Root Gullet, where we were least expecting it to go through. This is what Chennai FC did not really see coming, right? Every single goal that came out of Northeast United FC was a class in its own. Good chances being created, they were being capitalized. However, this one was a little, to make things really simple for them. But again, Northeast United FC, they're gonna be so elated with this win. Absolutely taking down the big guns inside eISL, opening the league up. But again, now this sort of gives a sort of a respite for FC Goa, right, who have been on the top of the table, and Chennai FC, slipping down on these 3 points. I think, with a win, maybe FC Goa, they can further bolster up their lead tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they had a lot more chances. This could have been maybe like 5 or 6-0. I mean, if you look at that one in particular, looked like a nailed-on goal. This over here, just doing the dummy with the long throws, taking the defender away, and that's what opened the space up for Gullet to calmly just caress that into the top corner. It's absolutely beautiful when those fly in, and yeah, supremely well worked, you would have to say. And well, nothing that Saranj could do over there, but just have a laugh, have a smile. I think for them, they just want this day to be over. They'll head back to their hotel rooms, dust themselves down, and be ready to go the next time, because they've been the form team up until this point in the eISL, but looks like those tides are starting to shift.
Yeah, 100%. Considering especially with this win, they're going to be securing that fourth spot, and easily, they're going to be closing in that gap against Jamshedpur FC, who again are a really deadly team. But again, top four has always been where Northeast United wanted to find, and this time this was a really clear victory for them in terms of possession, something that they were heavily lacking on in the first two games. This time they did manage to make things out of it. And yes, like you said, Azim, you've got to take those shots, and few of them will definitely go in. And this time they've been the team with taking the majority of the shots. And yes, the expected goals, everything sort of working out in their favor. Northeast United FC, they have absolutely shocked everybody, taking down the big giants. And now they're making a name for themselves. The way the hot stellar form that they've been doing things even better.
Yeah, they're finding form at absolutely the right time, you would have to say, especially at this stage of the tournament. We take a quick look at the results. We have been treated to absolute goal fest today. We've seen 14 goals scored across the 3 games. 3-1 to Imad against Saranch, which was a bit of a surprise for us. Mufu against Naveen, 4-1, I think was more keeping in terms of the form that Naveen has been in. And we expected it to be a very close game in co-op, but eventually it was a resounding victory with some fabulous goals for Northeast United FC, and you'd have to say very, very well deserved, and probably one of the best overall performances of the tournament so far.
Yeah, 100%. There's no questioning that, right? I think Imad, even in that interview we got with him in touch, right? He did mention that he played absolutely flawless, right? There were barely any mistakes, and that sort of even did resonate in the co-op game that he went off. Of course, Mufu coming in after a crushing defeat did have his morals down a little bit, but I think after that first goal being thwarted in, that's where the nerve sort of calmed down, and that is when I believe Northeast United FC did start dreaming that they're here, they can win this. And after the third goal, I'm pretty sure they got sort of sealed things down for themselves. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a look at who was indeed the hero of this match. As we head in, has to be Imad. The goals that have been scored, 7 freaking goals. Wow.
Yeah, so it looks like he scored, or rather finished, all 4 goals that Northeast United FC scored in their co-op game, and of course the 3 goals for him. So very, very good day at the office for him, staking his claim to move towards that MVP spot. I think 4 lakhs would be pretty attractive to him. And he's played a lot of attractive football today as well, with a couple of those goals, particularly the finishes from Messi and Gullit. They were just supremely well worked. Got a little fortunate with that first goal. Nothing fortunate about, well, you could say slight fortune about that chip. It was a bit of a lottery whether it would go in or not. And this one, of course, on the counter attack, fairly straightforward. But nothing straightforward about the goal scored in co-op. This one over there, lovely assist given to him by Mufu, just using Neymar over there, his preferred player, volleying that, smashing it into the far corner. Then we had this one with Messi, just impossible angle really. You thought surely he would go for a pass, but he went for that near post shot. Absolutely devastating. A beautiful team goal coming up over here. You see Ronaldo, the great run, very intelligent run made there by Imad. And at this point, I think the game was in the bag. And here you see first the fake throw, and then just calmly stroking that in to the top corner for the 4-1. And massive, massive 3 points for Northeast
Yeah.
United FC.
I really liked how brave and bold Imad was in terms of his decision making, right? Ideally, a lot of players would be taking second thoughts before taking shots like that, but he did not flinch for even a second. He went in and scored a couple, and then we were seeing that towards the end of the evening, he's managed to score seven and earn himself that Hero of the Match award. But now, moving on, we've got to take a look at how things look in terms of the overall storyline that we have, the leaderboards, especially as Chennaiyin FC. They've played 9 games and they're still on that 17 points. So now things have opened up as Northeast United FC. They've managed to grab the third spot. Now this makes the entire event so much more interesting because now they can actually contest for that second spot the next time they come in to play FIFA.
Yeah, and it really does look now that top four is taking shape. It does look like these are the four best teams in the tournament. Of course, SC East Bengal will be out to make up their deficit, get 3 wins, and throw their hat into that ring as well. But for the moment, FC Goa, Chennaiyin FC, Northeast United FC, who now just a point behind Chennaiyin FC with a game in hand. So looks like it's slowly unraveling, and that's the pressure. That's how intense the eISL is. That just 2 or 3 bad results, and suddenly with games in hand, you could be looking at Chennai in fourth place, which is incredible.
Yeah, now things are starting to shape up really in a weird manner because Chennai FC, really did not think that we would be, finding themselves at this spot. But again, the mighties even fall, and indeed today was such a splendid day for the fans of Northeast United FC. So let's take let's directly dive into inside the studio and have a conversation with Mufu, who's apparently waiting for us on the other side. And after that little bit of an underwhelming defeat, Mufu coming back right in, let's talk about your emotions.
Yeah, I didn't play well at all, but thanks to Imad because he won his first match, we had co-op. So yeah, I struggled in my match. Naveen outthought me. He outplayed me completely, and yeah, then in co-op, I think after my match, Imad helped me out. That he said that it's okay, just focus on co-op. We'll think about your match later. So yeah, that's what we did. And in co-op, Imad was flawless. Like I think it's one of his best performances. Yeah, even in his individual match, he was excellent throughout the day. And the goals he scored, the Hullet one was outstanding. No, I don't think any player takes that shot except him.
Yeah, a
Yeah, we
lot
have
of.
seen him score a lot of those finish shots
Yeah.
in this tournament so far. And for you guys, though, on a team note, it sees you all jump up into third place. You have a game in hand on Chennai and FC, so net could be sitting in second place. And it's been a journey. You started well, then had a dip in the middle. How are you guys feeling about your chances for the top four right now?
Yeah, we're taking it game by game. Uh, some results didn't go. I think we should have done better in some results. But it's okay. Like this happens. We need to move on after bad result, and we've been on a good run now. Now we just take it game by game. We don't think much that okay, next match we'll win. So what happens? And we'll just take it game by game. Focus on every match, and yeah, hopefully we'll make the top four.
Of course, after taking down Chennai and FC, I'm pretty sure before the day started, you might have been, questioning yourself a little bit, if you could really see things through, right? Because again, Chennai and FC, you talk about the two players in front of you, David and Saransh. They're one of the best, right, inside the league that you guys are playing in. But tell me about their shortcomings today. Where you really thought that you guys did really better, because we personally felt. Those long passes were absolutely spectacular. But other than that, any sort of openings that you want to share with us right now?
Yeah, of course. Like Saransh and Naveen, like before even the tournament started, everyone knew they were the favorites. Like most of the people who knew them, Saransh is the best player in India and
Yeah.
in South Asia. So yeah. So before the match, we didn't. We just thought that we need to stay good in defense, and while attacking they press a lot. We've seen that they press high, and that's how they dominate the matches. But when you press high, you leave a lot of space in behind. So yeah, and that's how
Yep.
we worked the long passes, and it worked in our favor.
Yeah, I think I'm happy to know that I managed to notice exactly that and call out and say, and sort of estimate that that was your strategy for the game. But well done to you guys. Congratulations. A great victory, a very, very good performance. And yeah, onwards up the table you go. So congrats.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Well, I mean, I must say, I'm loving how these boys have been evolving, right? As the league progresses with every single day, they just keep getting better, right? And now, for the first fixture that we did have, of course, Northeast United FC did grab a win for themselves. But for now, we're going to be taking a short little break. We're going to be closing things out through. But before we do that, a huge shout out to our sponsors, starting off with our associate sponsor. It's going to be Hero Esports Partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, for making this happen. That being said, we're going to be calling it a night. See you on the other side.